We're ready to get started. We're a couple weeks into practice, and we've been together all summer, and we're excited to get started. We have a scrimmage on Sunday, and then getting ready for the exhibition. But looking forward to coaching this team. I think this has been a lot of fun having a different style, different vibe to this team. Really, really impressed just with our work ethic. I think that this team they come every day ready to compete, and we're looking forward to a new league, a new look, and just around the corner.
Do we have any questions, Coach?
Coach, what's your assessment of your two bigs, one freshman obviously, one transfer?
Talking about Lily and then the one here, Hannah, right? I think the thing, in some ways we're playing a little positionless basketball, so we're not necessarily, a true 4 and 5 sometimes. Now, Lily, our freshman, is, definitely a 5, but she can shoot the 3. I think the thing I like about our post group, obviously returning Irina and Amira from last year, but they work really hard. I think it's really great energy with them. And, sometimes with our post, they're not always ready to cut or not always ready to move. But I think this group really works hard. They're really active. They're active on defense. And I think that's going to help us a lot.
Coach, with the number of college bigs you have now, the guards, is this your most complete team in a number of years?
That's yet to be seen, I think. I think what we do with this is yet to be seen. But I definitely believe that we've got some options, and I think we've got a lot of ways to tweak things and isolate different people. We're going to probably shoot the 3. Last year we broke a record and made 3s in a season. I think we can break it again. I think this is a year that we can break it again and really get out and run and have some possessions, have more possessions per game would be a goal for us. But again, it's so early in the year to see kind of how this team will progress, but I think there's a tremendous amount of potential.
Can you be on the floor if you can't shoot?
Can what?
Can you be on the floor if you can't shoot?
If you can't shoot, I think you got to create. I think that's going to be a little bit of our of our style. As I think you've got to create or defend if you're not a good shooter. And for us, we're not going to say we live and die by the 3, because I definitely think that we can get to the rim. But this is definitely a team that we can add to that. We can have 5 people out there that can shoot the 3, and that's pretty exciting. I haven't. I don't think we've had that ability. And again, we got to make the 3s, right? We got to be consistent out there. But I don't know that I've had the 4s and 5s that are as versatile as we've had. And again, we've got some good length. We can put some length out there. Now, we don't have anybody 6'5", but we've got good average length around the perimeter.
When you self-scout, what do you think that you had to do better last year, this year, that you didn't do a year ago?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think there's consistently be able to put points on the boards, one. Consistently. There's times that we could really score, and then there's other times that we didn't. I thought we were a little more predictable last year at times. We talk about the ball sticking. There was times that we would move the ball and the ball would stick with a player. That's something I don't think we do this year. I think that's a negative when you're playing against teams. I think we can run better. Last year, there's times that we really ran, and there's times that we didn't. I think we can get out and get down the court and put some pressure on defenses out there. The challenge for this team is going to be to play like we play, but also defend, to make sure. I've been really impressed so far. I always worry about rebounding, just because if you want to run, you got to rebound. But I've been really impressed so far. We played against a lot of our practice guys, and I think we have rebounded pretty well. And hopefully that can continue, because I definitely believe that's something, if you're going to play at a high level, you can't give multiple shots to an opponent. And you also, need to put some pressure on them and get out and run. I think we have depth. I'm not going to say you have a 5-year player like Dinah Jones that played a lot of minutes for us, so you definitely have to replace that. I think you look at what Rachel did last year, and she led the league in assists. So you got to replace those. But I think our depth is our returning players are better. And as a coach, you always want that. You always want them to go to the off season and get better. I think our returning players are better. I think you've got some of the players coming in can really give us some quality. So, I think it's still yet to be seen how deep we go. But I think we have the potential to have a lot of players playing some significant minutes.
Is everybody up here have a green light?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yes. That's why they're up here, I think.
Are there others, or is that all?
I mean, I think, I definitely believe that, Middleton is somebody who can shoot the ball pretty well. I think she's, we feel really good about her taking the three. We've really practiced everyone kind of loosening up and shooting, but it's probably going to come from these three up here. Or, and again, I think Kyren's one of the fastest players in the league. And so you talk about somebody that can shoot, but also can get to the rim. So, that gives you that dimension too, that, you can score. If they're going to take away that three, we can get to the rim.
Kyren, talk about your on-court relationship with Marta. Obviously, you guys have played a year together now and practicing it all together. Just talk about, how the bond and how you guys want to really play off each other and basically lead this team.
I think that started off the court. We're also like really good friends, so it really helps. I think on the court, talking to each other and knowing what kind of passes does she want. And I'm more so a driver. I don't consider myself a shooter. I'll shoot it, but just knowing what's a good pass for her to shoot it and get into a comfortable rhythm, I think that's really good for her. And just us knowing each other really helps on and off the court, and that helps with leadership too.
And what do you guys want to do more better to help this team? What you guys want?
Just communication, talking to each other, same old stuff. I think we worked well last year, just improving off of that.
And what do you want to do better this year than you did last year? How do you see this team and what you know about how you played last year?
Being a better communicator, I think having more confidence in my shot, not second guessing things or trying to make sure somebody else is open, just kind of, getting to my spots and making sure I take the best shot for me or creating for somebody else. I think that's.
What I saw earlier on last year, teams picked up on the fact that if they shut you down, but not shut you down, basically stop you, that they'd have a really good time beating you tonight. How are you going to maybe try to be even more effective offensively this season? Just basically what changes or improvements in your offensive game?
Yeah, I mean, I started shooting the three really well last season, and at some point teams really started to close on me. So I needed to find some alternative solutions on offense, and pretty much since then I've been working on finding my shot and not necessarily always settling for the three. So, for example, in the off season, I've really trying to focus on making the reads, working on my shot fake, and then moving better offensively without the ball. I think that's really gonna be important for me and for the team as well. So, kind of adding another dimension besides just shooting behind the arc for me, I think. Yeah.
The other thing is the rebounding kind of was on your shoulders. I don't want to say how long, but you lead rebounding. With some quality bigs in now, how will that help your game and obviously help your team?
The rebounding?
Yeah, you were the lead rebounder last year. I'm saying with some quality bigs in,
Yep.
how will that help?
She's got to fight Hannah for him now. She's got to fight Hannah for him now, right?
Yeah, Hannah's really pushing me in practice, so I'm loving it. I mean, yeah, I also last year, I'm used to playing as a guard, but I played more at the forward position, which again, like Coach said, we do play kind of positionless basketball. So I sometimes had those mismatches or had an opportunity to really crash from the perimeter to get those rebounds. But I'm excited because, we got Hannah, we got the bigs, Irina, Myra, and Lily. All of us, really can crash the boards, and it's not really about who's going to lead us in rebounds. It's really about, securing those so we can play our game on the offensive end as well, because secure the rebound so we can go ahead and run in transition.
Compare this year's team to last year. What would you say now? What's the difference in
It's a different team. I'm equally excited as I was last year. I think we have some really good team chemistry. The new pieces that we added, they fit in really well. I'm super excited, and I think we're really gonna have a good year. I think off the court, our chemistry and communication and developing these relationships early on, I think it was really important, and it's definitely starting to show on the court. So I think we're just gonna build from there.
Lisa, 30 years now, can you talk about how the game has changed since you first arrived here? When you see things like what happened Sunday night with 50-something thousand
Yeah.
showing up for outdoor scrimmage, the growth of the game in that time as well, just overall.
Well, I mean, it's changed a lot. The styles have changed a lot. I think the depth of the level of competition. I mean, you look at 350 teams that with Division I teams, and there's so much depth as far as quality of teams. And so that's probably the biggest change, is that everybody supports the program. There's a lot of talent out there, and it's spread out. I think that the interest, like you look at the NCAA last year and the women's tournament, that got a lot of attention. It's kind of surprising because I think we've had great teams in the past, but, maybe social media and things like that have made it just bigger. But, I feel like probably more than any time in the next 3 to 5 years, it's just going to keep exploding. The interest in it, even investment in it. You got companies investing in it now. So I think it's a great time for us. And the quality of athletes, like you talk about, I mean, again, I look at my first year's team and I look at Hannah she played 5 a lot of times at Columbia, and we ran her off ball screens today, dribbling off ball screens, and I think that was Barbara Ferris, a long time ago, and I never ran a ball screen for Barbara Ferris, I got to tell you. So I do think the style and just the versatility of a lot of the athletes has changed, but it's really fun to be a part of it.
And I would be with you the most in how the transition made coming over to
What's that? I'm sorry.
for the transition over to Tulane, how's the transition been for them?
How's the transition been? So I think the transition actually has been great. I love the city overall, but I think I'm fitting in really well with this team. My role has definitely changed a lot. Like Coach Stockton just said, I was a 5 at Columbia, but I'm just being used a little bit more. And I kind of like that because it makes it more fun and I'm learning new skills. So I think the coaches have done a really good job of putting me into these new roles and helping me with the transition.
Where do you see yourself contributing the most early on?
Do I see myself what?
Where? What areas?
Contributing, you said? Oh, contributing. I think I could do a lot of things. I definitely am putting up a lot of threes. So that'll probably be where I do most of the damage. But like Coach Stockton said, we're trying to get to the rim as well. And if people are taking away the three, I'm going to get to the rim.
Your brother was a person of few words, and you are not. Would you, as far as a leadership person, would you just say things that they need to be said, or would you be a little more diplomatic?
I know I'm talking a lot right now, but on the court, I'm definitely a lot more concise. It's just a quick, let's get it together on the court. So I think, I can definitely add some leadership on the court. But, yeah.
Coach, you said defense was something that you kind of was concerned about. Right? You said that. But just describe the needs of the defense, like what you feel you need to do, and also just your concern.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's concern as much as I think it's something that people are going to be playing different roles in that. We talked about Marta played a lot of 4 last year. She may play a lot more 3. Just different roles for people. I mean, I definitely think it's something in the summer we worked a lot on skill. We worked a lot on just offense and skill work because that's the kind of time that you have in the summer. I think now, when you're putting everything together, just putting the team defensive part together, working together. We rotate people in, how are they rotating, all those kind of things. I think, you're 2 weeks in now, so you're trying to get all these pieces to fit together. So I definitely believe that's something that we need to spend a lot of time on now that we didn't over the summer. Our schedule gets really tough early. I mean, we go to the Cayman Islands and we play Virginia and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's a Final Four team. So, we've got to put it all together pretty quickly. I think there's some good teams that we're playing early that that they can score, and we're going to have to be ready to respond to that. So, but I think overall, I mean, I'm really happy with where we are. Again, we've got a scrimmage on Sunday against Southern, and I think they were an NCAA team last year. I think that'd be really good for us, and we can kind of see where we need to go from there. Scrimmages tell you a lot, I think, about where the holes are, and we're playing Loyola in the exhibition. Kelly does a great job over there. They're always good, and they'll execute really well. So I think that'll teach us a lot too.
Are these the most quality bigs you guys have had in the last 5 years?
I mean,
One team.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think so. And again, I think a lot, I'm putting the challenge on them. I want them to be, right? I want them to be, right? I want them to be the best ones we've had in a long, long time. And again, when you say bigs, like a lot of times these guys are outside the paint. So, I think the thing I'm excited about is we can really create some mismatches for some teams playing against us. If somebody comes in here and they're small, I mean, we can really create. You talked about Marta. I mean, Marta can post up. Kyren's posted up. She's strong in the paint. So you can kind of do some things like that. And again, I think for us, I'll just say this, like for us, probably the biggest question right now is our point guard position. I mean, we've got a lot of different people running through that position. We lost somebody that played a lot of minutes. So, I think that's an area that when we can get that, we might do what Willie did and have a lot of running backs in, right? Try to figure out who it is. But I think that's something in the next 2 weeks that, maybe we can, kind of not resolve, but maybe have a little more of an idea about. But, I think we'll be fun to watch.
So you pretty much know. So with you starting 5 years right now, I mean, what does it look like?
I mean, I think there's some spots still open, right? I mean, I think right now we've got. I think these three are pretty solid. I mean, I think Irina has really had a great year. Last year she's hurt right now, so I think that opens things up. I think Amara is playing great. I think she's doing some really good things. So, I don't think you really have a starting lineup till it's ready to go. I don't know. I think we got to figure that out along the way. Yeah, I think it's a hard position for a freshman to step in as the first game. I think it's really, really tough, But again, I think the way we play, it doesn't have to be a traditional. We don't have to necessarily have a traditional lineup in either. So I think we can play a little differently. So I was kind of a bossy point guard, so I guess I can be a bossy point guard from the sideline. Yeah.
More questions for Coach and the players?
Thank you.
May seem like a minor one, but Womack, those freshmen got hurt back.
Yeah. She's not in contact. She's practicing, but she's not in contact yet. So she's here and all that, but she's just not released for contact yet. So we got 11 on the roster. Yeah. Yeah.